The morning light poured through the clouds as Flight 709 ascended from London to New York. Among the passengers sat a quiet 12-year-old girl named Aria Miles, her small hands gripping the window seat labeled 17A. Most people didn't even notice her, just another kid traveling alone with headphones and a backpack. But Aria wasn't an ordinary child. Hidden beneath her calm smile was a mind trained by her late father, a former Air Force pilot who used to call her his little co-pilot. As the plane climbed higher, the captain's voice came through the speakers. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are cruising at 32,000 feet. Everything seemed normal until it wasn't. A loud bang echoed from the left engine. The cabin lights flickered. A scream broke out. Oxygen masks dropped. The pilot's voice cracked over the radio. "Mayday! Mayday, engine failure!" Aria's heart raced. She could feel the panic spreading like wildfire. Flight attendants tried to calm passengers, but when the captain suddenly collapsed in the cockpit, silence filled the air. Nobody knew what to do. The co-pilot shouted for help, his hands trembling as alarms blared. Aria unbuckled her seatbelt slowly. For the first time, the little girl in Seat 17A was about to stand up and show the world who she really was. To be continued in Part 2. The moment she took control. The aisle shook as turbulence rocked the aircraft. People prayed, cried, and screamed. But Aria's eyes were focused, sharp, steady, calm. She stepped toward the cockpit, her small voice cutting through chaos.
"Sir, I know how to stabilize it."
"Please let me help." The co-pilot stared in disbelief. "Kid, this isn't a game." But when he saw the confidence in her eyes, the same calm look her father once had, he hesitated, then nodded. Aria climbed into the captain's seat. Her tiny hands barely fit around the control column. "Left engine failure," she whispered, scanning the dials. "Divert fuel flow. Stabilize altitude at 22,000. She remembered every word her father had ever taught her from flight simulators. The co-pilot radioed the tower. "We have a child assisting in the cockpit." "Who?" the controller asked, confused. "She says her name is Aria Miles." Static filled the line. Then came a new voice, calm, powerful, and firm. "This is Commander Hale from Sky Command." "Aria Miles? Is that you?" Aria froze. That was her father's old commander, someone who had trained elite pilots. The controller whispered, "She's the daughter of Falcon 1. At that moment, the world began to realize the little girl in Seat 17A wasn't just a passenger. She was the daughter of a legend. To be continued in Part 3. Call sign Falcon. The cockpit filled with tension as Commander Hale's voice guided her. "Falcon, your father would be proud. You're in control now." Tears welled up in Aria's eyes, but she couldn't lose focus. She steadied the aircraft through another violent gust of wind using instincts far beyond her age. Right rudder, 20 degrees. Correct pitch. "Hold it steady," Hale instructed over the radio. "Yes, sir," Aria replied. Her voice was calm, disciplined, exactly like a trained pilot. Down below, military radars tracked the jet. News agencies picked up the emergency broadcast. Within minutes, the whole world was watching. A 12-year-old girl flying a passenger jet. Inside the cabin, silence replaced panic. Passengers watched through the curtain, stunned. The flight attendant whispered, "That little girl. She's saving us," but the situation wasn't over. The storm ahead was massive and the landing gear was jammed. Aria's mind raced. "We can't land with locked gear," she said. Commander Hale responded, "Falcon, remember what your father taught you. Control the fear, not the plane." She took a deep breath. "Roger that." Aria adjusted the pressure manually, rerouted the hydraulics, and began descent. Everyone held their breath as the ground came closer and closer. To be continued in Part 4. The landing that shook the world. The runway lights of JFK Airport glowed through the storm clouds. Emergency vehicles lined up below, fire trucks, ambulances, news cameras. The world was watching live. Aria's voice trembled slightly. "This is Flight 709, preparing for emergency landing. Falcon ready." Commander Hale replied, "You got this, Falcon. Trust your instincts." She brought the aircraft lower, 500 feet, 300, 100. Sparks flew as the wheels touched down unevenly, one side scraping the runway. The plane wobbled violently, alarms screaming, but she held the controls firm, steady. After what felt like forever, The plane slowed, screeched, and finally stopped. The cabin erupted in cheers, sobs, and disbelief. The co-pilot turned to her, eyes filled with tears. "You just saved 227 lives." Arya exhaled, trembling, then looked at the sky through the cockpit window. "Dad, we did it." Later that night, the president himself called her. "Arya Miles, the world calls you Falcon now. You've reminded us that heroes can come from any seat, even 17A. The story broke headlines worldwide. 12-year-old girl lands, jet alone, Sky Command hails her as Falcon. And just like that, the little girl everyone ignored became the legend no one would ever forget.